Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Try Not to Grin. Here we are. So for those guys who are confused, again, we've been doing a lot of memes tab kind of business whilst we're exercising on Saturday's stream, which we do a hangout and then we do a workout kind of thing. Mostly just still a hangout. It's just me sweating whilst you guys are looking at memes and talking amongst yourselves. And yeah, last night we did the Harry Potter test, and I was so disappointed with how much Gryffindor I got, but I still am king of Hufflepuff, but just not by as much as I would have hoped. Anyway, rough. But ladies and gentlemen, here we are. I feel like my brain's about to melt. But ladies and gentlemen, if you are unaware of what this series is, it's us delving into our memes tab, which you guys just thrash. Just an endless sea of weird humor, but your humor. Let's just get into it. Am I right? That's evil. Guy who made this burn in hell. Yeah, that's there's a ghost step in there, blending perfectly in with the tile. Man, also, but I feel like as you would approach, you would. No, yeah, you can kind of see it with the pay. If you look at the like posts. Yeah, but still evil. Also, who has carpet on the... I always hated that. When there's carpet on the stairs, it seemed weird. Also, how do you clean that shit? Like with the vacuum? It must be a nightmare. Which is creepier? At the Elvis, I ripped the face off of while disabling it, or the selfie of me wearing his face? The fact that you thought of doing that at all, yeah. That's... Honestly, the face looks weirdly, like... real, like, good. Like, it looks like if you just did something with the hair, it would look crazily accurate. The no face is a nightmare for sure. But me, my mom, shopping list, my mom, bread, milk, pasta, salad, with a crazy ass writing. My mom. The human brain isn't fully functioning for learning until after 10 p.m. Science proved that schools begin way too early. Board of Education. No thanks. How about no, dude? Oh my god, I just want to lose it. You know, have you guys ever done like just completely gone into a delusion? or like it was like, what if I had a shit ton of power and I could like redistribute one thing? And I'm like, I don't really know, man. The whole economy seems like it's so fucking nightmare that if you adjusted something, it would just implode or someone else would die. I don't know. But education is one of those things where I'm just like, man, I feel like there's a better way. Especially having learned, like, if you guys are unaware, I haven't really mentioned it in YouTube land as much, but the last like 2 or 3 weeks, I've been just going really hard into learning about aspects of like value creation, marketing, supply and demand, those kinds of things. Something that I think could help me. It's like basically, I've always given a lot of love to YouTube in terms of its content creation aspect and trying to make things that are generally good and trying to be a charismatic kind of individual so that you guys can want to see what comes next. But I haven't really done a lot of effort into like marketing and like value creation and all those things that are incredibly important for coming up with ideas, for executing and for building an audience and for all these things. But also I know it's not exactly what people want to hear as a viewer, so I try not to talk too much about it. But that's what I've been doing for the last like 2 or 3 weeks. And the first thing I did before I actually went off and did this is I typed into YouTube how to learn. And after sifting through a bunch of like videos covering studies, covering a bunch of different angles to things, I found out a couple things that's like, oh wow, this is how you learn. And I learned more in this 3 weeks than I did for like months and months and months of my schooling experience. I don't know, man. There's so many weird things about schooling, which is like one of the things. Okay, so I did that whole thing of like, how would I change this system? And one of the things I thought of was essentially take a thing, a subject, could be math, could be reading, could be whatever, LA, whatever, and get many teachers to attack and explain the same kind of idea, to get people to learn in many different ways. Then film all of these teachers explaining these things, use editing, use the values of the future to facilitate imagery, all of these things so people can visualize and see things. You don't spend 10 minutes writing on a board, but you just capture that and video that, and then you make basically a program online where the same subject is explained by 7 different types of teachers in 7 different types of ways, all with the value of who can make a person understand this to the greatest extent, not who can take a test and pass all these these things, but who can truly grasp the things that we're talking about, and utilizing all aspects of technology, which is using 3D modeling and stuff to visualize things and whatever you're talking about, going through history and making it engaging, also having a charismatic teacher to do these things. And therefore you would create an infrastructure that actually holds up valuable teachers that are incentivized to actually create and make students understand things rather than them to take tests. But I think one is the same as the other. I find tests are oftentimes made to have like a got you in it. Like it's not really incentivized for you to understand what's going on, but it's for you to understand the specific wording of the outcome, which is weird, right? To almost help you memorize the textbook wordage rather than what the actual ideas are that you're supposed to be paying attention to. And if you just did that for every subject, I feel like it would be significantly less money, and also it would incentivize teachers to get paid in an exorbitant amount, because you would still need the infrastructure of teachers, but you would just have a different system of, okay, well, if a student still didn't comprehend what was going on from these 7 videos, of these 7 different types of teachers teaching the same subject in the 7 different ways, so that you maybe had a higher chance of understanding one of them. If you still didn't understand any of that, then maybe you could pay for like a Netflix subscription thing, and actually phone or Skype in a teacher to come in and help you explain the thing that you're having problems with, and then you would go from there, and then the teachers would get revenue based on that. And also it would make it so that it would incentivize teachers to get better at expressing or explaining things and understanding things, rather than just finding a way to get the test done. Or not only that, but it would also, if one of the problems within students or in schooling is that there's too many students and not enough teachers, and not enough teachers can't give special care to students who actually are not understanding things. And if you made the content itself incredibly engaging, and expressive, like it visualized things on screen whilst a charismatic speaker was just conveying the information to you. I think that's a problem, is because so many times teachers have to express something to you, and they're tired because they have to stay up grading papers and all these things. Which honestly is not entirely necessary. Like, you could get an algorithm to basically say, is this correct? Yes. Is this correct? No. And then have a teacher every now and again be like, okay, well, this is the test that actually tests your understanding of a subject, and not just the baseline things that you need to be aware of. I digress. Anyways, that probably shouldn't have been in a memes video, but I don't know. I have like a real big fucking stick up my ass when it comes to education. I just fucking I'm pissed. I feel like it's such an archaic system. It has such a weird, it's like, out of all the things that we should probably prioritize, I know healthcare is massively important. I think the education of individuals to be able to pursue technology and advanced civilization, and to feel like they have a place in this world regardless of when they have the courage to try to learn, is massively important. You want to create a world where everyone feels like they have the chance to succeed, the ability to say, wait, I know I fucked up in my past, but I'm ready to work. And now they're stuck in a shit job, and they have to work 40 times harder than everybody else just to get a mile, and then they finally do, and then they're broken and they're tired, but they still did it, and it's a beautiful story. But wouldn't it be nice if someone didn't have to do all of that crazy shit in order to feel like they could advance? Like, education to me is it's for the betterment of everybody on the planet. It doesn't make any sense why you would want to gatekeep that, of all things. Healthcare, sure, I understand where, like, there's infrastructure, medicine costs money, all that stuff, but knowledge, like, what? And again, with the adage of the internet, knowledge is there everywhere, so it's not like it's just, I'm just lost. Anyways, sorry. I'm a mess. And again, there's definitely problems within my weird, like, Netflix model of schooling. Like again, a lot of parents require students to actually, or they basically, schooling is daycare for them. They can't have their kids home 24/7 because they're young. But I also think bullshit, because there's so many, like, okay, then I still think the idea of using all of these assets of editing, knowledge creation, different perceptions of how to teach something is incredibly valuable to even kids, because you look at, like, what kids watch on YouTube, and it's like hot, bright colors, all of this weird goofy shit. Why not weigh the value of that, mixing that with education, and don't fuck it up? So many people are horrible at executing these things. Anyways, because they get too hard in the schooling department, and then kids lose interest, mostly because of curriculum kind of requirements. So like, you need to understand this, and it's like, man, you're squeezing everything that's pointless into this aspect. I have a problem with schooling. Regardless, Staff of Homa with Chi-Chi, bang. I don't know, what do you mean? Why is I don't know what this means. Oh, is that because Chi-Chi is not viable with Hu Tao, maybe? Because of the low health requirement? Maybe? So Chi-Chi's like, no, my OP healing. Diminishing returns healing. How about, how other, okay, we're back into memes. Sorry, I'm still in like my weird, like, yeah, my god mind of like, if I had the power to do anything, this is something that I think I would try to take a swing at, even though I realize there's so many pitfalls, and I'd probably get assassinated before I would ever be able to make a dent, because there's so much money in school and that whole thing. It's a nightmare in itself. Anyways, memes. Back into, I'm so sorry. How other characters sees Zhongli. How Hu Tao sees Zhongli. And, oh yeah, right. She's just a walking encyclopedia. Cute, cute. My cat's name is Noodles. I bought him this hat. He is now Chicken Noodles. He seems like he loves it. He seems like you're my favorite human on the planet, and I'm not gonna stab you in the face at night. The singer says the name of the song. The singer says the name of the song. The actor says the name of the movie. The game character says the name of the game. In the game, you are home alone, and someone says your name in real life. And that seems like a nightmare. Frankly, it seems like, no thank you. Get away from me. Don't invite me anywhere. Last minute, I enjoy doing nothing needs to be changed. Or if yeah, got it. My plan is to do nothing to change. This is legit and people don't, yeah, of course. All that, nice. Yeah. If you are coughing, kindly take a mask and put it on. The emoji is not coughing. Yeah. That's a that's a thirst emote for sure. For sure, or emoji, whatever. The 20th piece, the 20-piece McNugget feeds 4 people. Me. Maybe I am 4 people. Maybe you are. Maybe you are. Dude, I can crush a full bag of chips like nothing. So, but I'm also, I'm pretty tall. I work out every day, so most every day, and then you know, so it's like you burning out. I don't know. I'm putting on a little bit of weight, honestly. I'm about to hit. I'm 186 last time I looked, and I'm like, all right, let's not get to 200 or even 90. But then, with that being said, though, I don't think I don't have a gut or anything like that yet. It could happen, but it's also the fact that when you're taller, you have more like what do you call it? Room for the fat to go at places. To be honest, it goes straight to the thighs for me, for your boy. Her must be thinking of another woman. Him. If my son became a priest, when I call him son of, we've seen this. It's great, but also what? March 2020, March 2021. What is this hell? Also, you stub your toe real fucking bad. Yeesh. Oh yeah, this is him, like, this is his persona he's showing, but this is his reality after he breaks his illusion, right? Nailed it. I'm one of these people, still too bright. Really? Oh, I'm the opposite. I crank that bitch all the way and my battery's like, kill me. I want it to end. I'm like, you're not dying yet. Alright, please. Also, those doggies look like chicken nuggets, chicken tendies. Also weird. Super weird. I hate it. I hate how fucking wide, how big, how much she's man spreading right now. Is so much. It's so much. Oh, she also has such thin legs. Looks real sus. I may not have Hu Tao, but at least I have Claymore Hu Tao. Alright, let's be honest. You don't. Okay. Child, I'm not a bad guy. Okay, perhaps I'm kind of a bad guy, but I'm not here to give you any trouble. You are a bad guy, but this does not mean you are a bad guy. Got it. I mean, yes. This is a Wreck-It Ralph, right? God, I want to watch number 2 of that movie. I haven't seen it yet. I'm sure it's great. People of Mondstadt describe the Dark Knight hero as appearance as knight wearing all black and is rich. Me. Oh my god, it's Batman. Exactly. Exactly. It's Batman. DeLuke is a shitty Batman. I've said it. I've said it once, I'll say it again. when you came for Netflix and chill and she turns on some shit about serial killers. You're like, bitch, I'm scared. I'm not into this at all. What is happening? I wanted to watch anime. This is too much. It was a fucking stupid doctor show that I've been watching. It's fine. It's not even good. It's just fine, but I'm enjoying it. It's my whatever show that I need to just not, okay, for a couple minutes a day. When I die and y'all go through my search history, you'll be disappointed to find mostly just definitions for very common words that I wasn't sure I was using correctly. I feel this. I feel this quite a bit. You say something, you're like, I feel that. Is that what it means? It's not even close to that. No one told me. I got looks. They looked at me weird. I thought it was, what are friends? What are friends for? If you have enemies like this. Who down to have a conversation though? Who down to have a conversation though with aliens, mermaids, aliens, and witches? Why are there two aliens? These conversations could have me talking all night, but ain't nobody open-minded these days. Dude, you fucking shitting me? I'm dude, there's a finite people who always are into this. A lot of them watch Joe Rogan. I am one of them. But, dude, I am so down. Although, who would I talk? Okay, this is just conversations about this shit. Okay. You know, I'm down. I talk about anything. All right, but also there's like we gotta have a fine line. We also like, because I'm a person who talks about everything and anything. You guys can come to the streams. So some of you guys told me asked me to talk about some shit like that. It's rough. People never tell you about politics, religion. We did all that. We did LGBT things. We talked about all the things that I'm like not sure about, etc. It's the damn problem I have with trying to strive for honesty. And I'm like, I guess I gotta find a way to talk about this without being a dickhead and be also making sure people know I'm not 100% on anything I'm thinking of. But what do you call it? The whole mermaids thing is the only one that throws me off a little bit. Like maybe there could be an argument for witch things, like, you know, what could be that? You know, a lot of people are into constellations and whatnot. Not quite me. People say, "Are you a Cancer or Libra?" And I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm just trying to figure it out. my whole life. I'm like, I can't think about all these stars and shit. But if you wanted to talk to me about it, I'd be down. If it meant anything, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'd be like, I'm fucking terrified because apparently I'm more susceptible to being cold. I don't know, whatever it could be. I don't know. Genshin Impact income estimates. Klee, massive. Absolutely massive. $6 million for little old Klee. Child, he's a boy. Nothing. Zhongli, little bit of something. Albedo, little bit. Really? I thought Albedo would be significantly lower. But anyways, Genyu. Ooh, really? Wait. I'm blown away. Really? Genyu did? So their estimates were like bullshit. I doubt their estimates were that low. After Zhongli and Klee, they're like, no, we figured this out. But did they? But anyways, Genyu. But I think the reason why Genyu wasn't so bought is because by the time we got to Shao, there was not that much content at all. It is crazy to think of how much people got Klee. How many people want this cute little tiny bomb girl. Anyways, but to Kaching. Kaching was the only one. Oh, I see, that's the meme. No one showed up for Kaching. I mean, it's just, no one did. I mean, I remember that was a fast 2 weeks. It was a really fast 2 weeks. Who tap people popped up? But yeah, they're getting lower and lower, man. I don't know. Again, I think it's because people are like, man, the gacha system is pretty fucking stupid. Just brutal. Also, I doubt that's true, by the way. Yeah, you tell me you've only made, what is it, like you made $2 million for Child's Banner? I call bullshit. I've seen so many content creators drop $1,000 and I don't think they're, I think a lot of people have max Constellation Child, which is fucking silly. Yeah, I'm not sure if I agree with the data chart. I feel like it just kind of doesn't make sense. Especially with Ganyu, because remember a lot of people they get Ganyu as well. I'm sure it's like region based though, because yeah. I have the right to shoot anyone who trespasses my property. So you value material things and your belongings more than a human life? This is just stupid. No. Someone values material things and my belongings more than their own life. Sure. My thing is just that, what do you call it? My thing is, okay, let's put yours into practice. I'm like, okay, I'll be honest. I'll hear you both out. One says value human life over your own objects. Great. So then I'm just a person just gonna keep breaking into my house. I can put a bunch of locks on it. As long as he can get in, he can take whatever he wants and leaves. Okay, I'm gonna have nothing, and he's gonna have everything. Then what do I? Then what the hell? Then there's no good outcome. I'm there with nothing. Like where's the word? So it's like if no, person comes in here, maybe he gets harmed, and then decides to never do it again, and there's maybe a potential outcome where he never does that, and now I'm okay, and maybe he's figuring out his life, or he gets put behind bars, which will stop the cycle of bad. It's kind of like the notion, I've talked about this many times before, but it's like an eye for an eye leaves everybody blind. To me, is like, I get the sentiment of like to seek revenge will only proceed with more revenge, but then what happens if there's a person who's just relentless? Like, okay, what happens if nobody stops the guy who's stabbing people's eyes? He just, like, what? Like, at least if you take out the guy with an eye, he takes out your other eye, you take out his eye. But at least that motherfucker doesn't run off and start taking other people's eyes constantly. If no one stops the bad guy, then he's just gonna keep being bad. Like, it doesn't make any sense. The sentiment of, like, you shouldn't seek revenge. It's like, well then, who's gonna stop the person from experiencing or pushing on other suffering to other people? Like, this is a fundamental flaw in your nonsense, like, but we shouldn't do that. It's like, well then what happens? Everyone just gets destroyed by this person? Like, what? Stupid. Maybe the idea is to not seek revenge, but to just seek an end to the cycle. And maybe in some cases that is you being like, okay, no more, because he's retired, he's no longer gonna do this or that. But then, or maybe it is like genuinely being like, no, it's time to stop. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pin that. Thank you so much for your time. By the way, I'm so sorry that like 70% of this video was me talking about education, because one meme set me off. But I can't help it. I really, I had like a real rough time in school, and felt like the whole educational system left me to rot, and I had like 3 teachers that picked me up by the bootstraps and gave me a chance. And yeah, I hate it. I love them. I hate the whole system itself. I think it's again, like I said, the method that I think would be a nice sentiment. People are trying to get like 3G in like African countries, which is great, but it's like, I mean, yeah, but there's also like profit motivations there. Things, I think. Anyways, I digress, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. Subscribe buttons to my right, as well as 2 videos further that way. Thank you once again for your time, and goodbye.